Today, in the morning trade, shares of Adani Group firms tumbled further on the bourses, with shares of Adani Enterprises witnessing a fall of 9.50% as investors continue to offload their holdings. Adani Enterprises opened on a weak note at 1,597 rupees, then fell further to 1,433 rupees, registering a fall of 9.50% over its previous close. However, the prices recovered later on in the afternoon. It was later trading at 1,480 rupees, down 6.54% on BSE. Shares of Adani Total Gas, Adani Power, Adani Green Energy, and Adani Wilmar were trading 5% down each on BSE, while Adani Transmission slipped 10% in the morning trade. Meanwhile, Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone was trading marginally higher at 501 rupees, up 0.53%. The stock market crash has led to alarm bells ringing through the banking system. Institutional investors like various public sector banks are hinting at scrutiny. SEBI and RBI also have hinted at action. Meanwhile, even after the government and the officials' assurance of robust system, the shares continue to fall. Meanwhile, according to a Hindustan Times report, his project, that is the Adani Group projects in Mumbai, are also under the scanner. Although Adani Group and the chairman of the group, Gautam Adani himself, have denied the allegations in the Hindenburg report, the group had to take back its FPO that it had launched on 27th of January. While Adani battles one of the major crises in his bull run, especially since the last 8 years, one might remember that similar crisis was also faced by business tycoon Dhirubhai Ambani 3 decades back. That crisis too was fueled due to short selling by bears in the market. The only catch is Dhirubhai Ambani managed to outsmart them and earned him the title of King of the Bourses. Let's understand in this video what exactly had happened and how Dhirubhai Ambani sailed through this crisis. Hello, my name is Aarti Ghargi and you're watching HW News. India's biggest private sector company, Reliance Industries Limited, went public through its initial public offering in October 1977 when it issued 2.8 million equity shares of 10 rupees each. Thereafter, the company frequently raised money through convertible debentures. Reliance expanded its equity base through frequent rights and bonus issues to shareholders. However, later the focus shifted to the issue of convertible debentures. Now, after the IPO, the share price of Reliance kept climbing. In the first year of listing, 1978, Reliance had reached a high of 50 rupees, 5 times the par value of the share, which was a high premium in those times. In 1980, it hit 104 rupees per share. In 1982, it reached a high of 186 rupees per share. In early 1982, Reliance announced a rights issue of partly convertible debentures. Now, partially convertible debentures are used to borrow money from the investors. They pay out a certain rate of interest for a specific period of time, and a part of those debentures is then converted into shares on a later date. However, a cartel of bear operators had eyed Reliance shares. They had reportedly planned to bring down the price of Reliance shares by short selling them. Now, short selling is a transaction where investors sell shares they do not own in the hope that the price of the share will fall and they can pick it up at a lower price and make delivery at a later date. On March 18th that year, just before the market closed, the bears sold 350,000 Reliance shares, causing a panic in the market. In just half hour, the price of Reliance shares quickly fell from 131 rupees to 121 rupees. However, Dhirubhai Ambani did something that turned the tables upside down. Dhirubhai Ambani had received information about stock market brokers based in Kolkata who were short selling Reliance shares. After this, without a delay, Ambani contacted top bull brokers around the world. Then began a buying wave. The more the bears sold, the numbers got to 1.1 million shares. The more NRI investors based in West Asian countries picked it up. Eventually, they bought more than 8 lakh of shares sold by the bears. These investors evidently spent around 10 crore rupees buying Reliance shares. During those days, settlement of shares at the Bombay Stock Exchange used to happen every second Friday, unlike the current T+3 working day settlement. So in this particular case, the bears who had short sold Reliance shares had to either deliver those shares on the settlement day or pay something known as undha badla. Now, undha badla was a per share charge that the bears had to pay the bulls in case they did not have the shares required for the delivery on the settlement day. On April 30th, the NRI investors who had been buying the shares of Reliance being short sold by the bears demanded the delivery of the shares. In case the bears did not have the shares, the investors demanded an undha badla from them. Some reports say that undha badla was 25 rupees per share at that point of time. Some say it was 50 rupees per share. Now, this turned the game completely, and the bear operators were now under the pressure to deliver. This led to mayhem in the market, so much so that the market was closed for the following 3 days. In the meantime, Reliance shares rose to a peak of 201 rupees as the bear brokers located shares to fulfill their sales. In the coming days, the shares of Reliance only zoomed. Now, this story tells us the shrewdness of Dhirubhai Ambani. This is in no way a story to glorify him or vilify anyone else, but there is one more point that we would like to make here. When your corporate success is directly proportional to the rise of a politician or rise of a particular party to power, you become vulnerable. First of all, you are seen as affiliated to a particular politician or political party or vice versa. So if the politician goes down, there are great chances that your corporate may go down too, and vice versa. Well, I guess Dhirubhai Ambani had mastered the art of avoiding precisely that. Adani, on the other hand, was caught unaware, and the absence of robust plan of action to avoid the damage after Hindenburg report reflects that. Do let us know what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.